Can I test you guys? If somebody comes over here and seeks asylum, and what they try to do is build a better life, build a family, and they're working on a farm, do you guys think there should be a path to citizenship to become an American? That is the antithesis of what America stands for. You guys are anti-American then.
Yeah, you are.
You are anti-American.
Can you imagine going to a Nashville bar, talking to great patriots and saying you're anti-American? That's the craziest thing
America
I ever heard.
was built off of immigrate.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Adam, you can finish your point. Then we got some questions.
Right here.
Okay.
Okay, to the panel. Americans will work every single job. They just want to be paid.
Did you hear that? A grown man looked a room full of Americans in the eye and called them anti-American for wanting illegals removed from their country. That is the left in one sentence. They will defend the illegal alien before they defend the citizen. Stick around. What comes next is Michael Knowles systematically dismantling every soft, tear-stained argument Adam Mockler and Cecilia Ray threw at him.
The deportations have been great thus far. We've gotten rid of lots of criminals. We've gotten rid of lots of face-tattooed, Satan-worshipping gangsters. I think it's all really good. We have cut crossings over the border down to basically nothing. In May, it was literally nothing, not one man apprehended. Historic lows since then. So that's all been great. Self-deportations have been even better. 2.1 million immigrants have deported foreign-born in just the last 7 months. 1.6 million of them illegal. That's 10% probably of the illegal alien average. The only problem is, if we want to improve our crime statistics, if we want to improve safety, and if we want to improve drains on our public welfare systems, we need to deport more. No, you say no. Why?
Am I kind of start?
I'll go.
I say ladies first.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
go. Okay, so here's the thing with the deportations is that you look at it through three different lenses. The first lens you could look at it through is the money lens, right? The billionaire lens, where they pay $89 billion in taxes while Tesla and Amazon pay zero. So we're going to toss out $89 billion. But we don't know what, And then the second lens you could look at it through is, they're all criminals. But in reality, a study done by the Justice Department in 2021 showed us that American-born citizens are 10 times more likely to be incarcerated for a weapons charge, 5 times more likely for violent crime, 2 times more likely for drug offenses, and 2 times more likely for property crime over documented and undocumented immigrants. And it's because when they come here, they have more to lose than we do. I'd rather have people here that are willing to cross thousands of miles with just the clothes on their back because they really want to be here. And we've seen our GDP has crashed into the negative. All these farm jobs that you guys all say, I'm going to go, they took our job. They're empty. Why is no one taking them? What's going on?
Okay, Adam, do you agree?
I have my own framing that I want to approach this with. Do you want to respond or can I go?
Sure. So you mentioned that the non-illegals, the citizens commit far higher crime. That's a little strange because when you look at the federal docket for just 2024, almost 1/3 of cases on the federal docket are non-citizens. That's much, much higher than their share of the population, which is in the single digits, probably about 5% for illegal aliens alone. Then if you look at the prison population, BOP, 15% of inmates are non-citizens, much, much higher than their share of the population, which is 4%. Then if you look at just the costs to the cities, I can go to New York, my old hometown. The New York comptroller showed that they were spending $1.5 billion in 2023 on the illegal aliens who were there. That number doubled the following year, 2024, to $3 billion. It's over $3 billion this year. So when you say this is a net positive for the economy, they're contributing so much more than the billionaires. When you say they're no good for crime, I don't know. I look at the numbers out of New York. I look at the numbers out of the CBO. I look at the numbers out of the National Academies of Science, and I say they're all contradicting you.
No, your study. I don't ever trust your statistics.
Can I hop in real quick?
Go for it.
Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach when it comes to this. I want to start off with the fundamental idea. Everybody in here agrees that if somebody is here illegally and they commit crimes, get them the out of here, right?
Yes.
Get them the hell out of here.
Yeah.
If somebody is here, listen.
Yeah, did you just hear
No,
what
not
you
all
said?
of
If they're
them.
here illegally.
No, not all of them.
You said if they're here illegally.
Not all of them.
Michael, is there a difference between a civil and a criminal violation?
Well,
wait, is crossing the border illegally a civil or a criminal violation?
It depends on the case, but it can be a civil violation.
It can be a civil violation, so
it's
it's not inherently illegal. So can I just...
It can be a civil
Okay, so let's all start off with the fundamental idea
but
that
it's
if
still
somebody
illegal.
is here
It's still illegal,
illegally...
right?
No, it's not. It is a civil violation.
Well,
it is not a criminal...
What does illegal mean?
Criminals.
What does illegal
No, they
refer
just
to? It
call
refers
them
to the law.
criminals. Okay, so let me just get into this. I can start with the fundamental idea that if somebody's here illegally and they commit crimes, they should be sent to another country's prison. And I'm a libtard. By all standards, I'm a libtard, and I believe that. But that is not what the Trump administration is prioritizing. They have reallocated funds meant for the deportation of criminals towards the deportation of farm workers, the deportation of people going to the courthouse. Trump made a True Social post. Listen, Trump made a True Social post where he said, all the great farmers of Iowa just called me and said, I am deporting too many of their... Did that happen? Did he make that True Social post?
Yeah, unfortunately, he stopped
did
deporting
make
them,
that
but
True
he should
Social
have
post.
continued deporting
So
them.
your issue right here is that you always say liberals are taking these 80-20 positions, and you're not quite there, but you're getting closer to the 80-20 position than we are.
Yeah.
70% of Americans want a legal pathway for people who are here contributing to the country, and what Donald Trump is doing, one more point, what Donald Trump is doing is criminalizing asylum en masse and prioritizing the deportation of farm workers
Asylum,
and other people.
Adam, most of the illegals are asylum seekers, or are they economic migrants?
Wait,
Which
listen
are they?
to
Come
what you
on.
just said.
Yeah.
Most of the illegals are asylum seekers. Asylum seeking is not illegal,
No,
Michael.
it's not.
Is
No,
asylum
that's
seeking
what I'm
illegal?
asking.
That's a pathway.
Oh, sorry then.
The people that we would call illegal aliens, non-citizens in the United States, who aren't on a green card, who are not here on a visa, are most of them
What
asylum
percent of the-
seekers, or are they economic
What
migrants?
percent of the people deported?
You're not going to answer that question because you know the answer.
Wait, no. What percent of the people deported have had criminal violations? It's only 30 to 40%.
Yeah.
So 60% of the people deported have no criminal violations. Guys,
They're not rounding up.
can I
just
test the
criminals.
audience? Can I?
Look at this. Cecilia opens with the classic liberal three-card Monte. First, she claims illegals pay $89 billion in taxes, while Tesla and Amazon pay zero. Cute. She ignores the fact those same illegals cost American cities and states far more in hospitals, schools, housing, and crime. Then she trots out the 2021 Justice Department study, claiming Americans commit more crime. Michael doesn't blink. He hits her with the actual federal numbers. Nearly 1/3 of the entire federal criminal docket is non-citizens. 15% of the federal prison population is non-citizens, while they make up roughly 4% of the population. New York City alone went from $1.5 billion to over $3 billion a year housing illegals. Adam tries the soft version, only deport the criminals, then immediately pivots to asylum seeking isn't illegal, and most of them are just economic migrants. Michael pins him. Most of the people here illegally are economic migrants, not genuine asylum seekers, and 60% of those already deported had no criminal convictions on paper because the system never charged them. The left's position is now clear. They want the farm worker, the day laborer, the future Democrat voter protected, the American citizen who wants his neighborhood safe and his taxes spent on Americans. He's the problem. Michael is not arguing policy. He is exposing an open preference for the foreigner over the native born. And the room knows it.
Paid a wage that's worth it and treated well. The only reason, let me talk. The only reason that we have illegal immigration and so much legal immigration is because the corporate lobby wants cheap labor and they can treat their workers like shit.
Hey, hold on. I want to make a correction. The other reason is that Democrats want a permanent electoral majority.
Correct.
That's the other reason.
They want an electorate where they do not have to campaign. They don't need good ideas. They will just win every single election because of the people they imported.
That's funny
So,
because
okay, no,
Latinos went red.
No,
Latinos went closer to being red this election, so
Okay,
it's kind of
but
funny.
do you think that once we deport everyone, that suddenly Congress is going to raise minimum wage?
It's not about the
they're
minimum
not.
wage. It's
will
about
do that.
labor
No, and
economics.
also you should
Wages
be
go
blaming
up when there are
the
less people
corporate
to do the
men
job.
who are taking
Wages will go up when there's less
advantage
people
and
to do the
exploiting
job.
them.
That guy is seriously vying for a VIP table spot. A Mayflower.
you-
Wait.
No, I'm going to say something. No, I want to say
Am
one
I
more
going to
thing.
go?
Okay, I want to say one more thing right now. So this whole mass deportation thing, first off, they're not going to raise minimum wage for you because everyone's
I'm not
fine.
asking you to do that.
And you
I'm not
should-
asking
the
you to do
corporate
that.
I think what he's saying is because
It's not
there-
about the minimum wage.
Right, because there are
But-
pressures on the labor market when you flood it with,
Correct.
with local.
I'm a
So you
contractor.
should blame the
I'm a
men at the top
contractor.
who are hiring and exploiting them. That's
Because
why.
they're available. That's
Also,
the market.
this
That's
whole
the
mass
market.
deportation thing, just so everyone knows, it is all to fuel the racism in this country.
No, it's
when
not.
in reality,
No, it's not.
when in
it's not.
reality, stop. In reality, the only color that matters in this country is green. Are you green enough? And 99% of us are not. So you're not going to get a pass unless you can pay for it.
Nope. But Yeah, but
Money.
But to our earlier point, if that were true, though, Ceci, the illegal aliens are a drain on resources at the state
Yep.
and local
They're
level.
not.
So
They're not. They're not.
according to
Can I
the,
hop in?
according
Yes,
to
they
the
are. They
CBO,
take more than they put in.
Congressional
They're
Budget
not.
Office.
Oh, the CBO that you guys don't trust when it's convenient for you?
But also according
Wait,
to the
do you
National
trust the
Academies
CBO
of
on the
Science.
big beautiful bill?
Well, I certainly trust it more than Adam Mockler. Do you believe the CBO or no?
Listen, if we enacted the mass deportation that Donald Trump wants, over the next decade, $900 billion would increase the deficit, 3.3% of our
pays for
GDP
their
would be hopped
insurance?
off. Okay, wait.
Who pays for their health care?
Wait, can I ask you a question?
have insurance.
Can I ask you a question? Would you be okay with people being here, immigrating here?
Probably not. No.
Listen,
Probably not.
Can I ask you
Probably
what?
not.
so you're just un-American.
Wait, I just want to
So
ask
you're
you-
just
can I-
un-American.
Wait, but can
I wasn't born
I just
here.
want to
I wasn't
ask
even
the
born
audience.
here. No,
You
I don't
weren't
want-
born here?
No.
And you don't want people to immigrate here?
Because we have more than enough.
Yeah, we
That
got
is
more than
pulling
Oh,
away
more
dude,
than enough.
You know what? You
Are
should
you
get
gay
out of
and you
my
hate
country.
gay people too?
It's my country
You weren't
too.
born here,
That doesn't matter.
right? That's the
Wait,
mindset.
guys.
No, it's not. I want to do what's
I don't
best
see
for
any
That's the
Americans here
contradiction with
mindset,
today now.
and you're not from here.
That's okay.
You're a hypocrite. You're a
Okay.
hypocrite.
I don't think it's hypocritical to come to a
It's
country
100%
and then say
hypocritical.
we
I don't
know.
shouldn't
That no
flood
one
it with
else is
foreigners.
allowed after
I don't really
me.
want this guy in my country. I don't know.
I do. I want to elect that
Nah,
guy
I
to,
think you
I don't know,
gotta go.
Senate or something. I definitely
I
want
like
that
it.
You're
guy.
also a little brown.
Jesus.
You say he looks brown?
That's what they're doing. If you look the wrong skin color, if you have the wrong tattoos, they're just picking you up.
All right, do we have
That's
another
it.
question back there?
Wait, I have a question. Are you guys okay with ICE racially profiling?
Oh, so we got a bunch of racists in the audience.
Well, hold on. If
Are
you're
you
go-
okay
if
with ICE racially profiling?
I think if ICE is confronted with a little Norwegian grandma and a guy named Jose who doesn't speak a lick of English and either trying to pick up illegals, probably go for Jose, right?
That's
I
not what
think-
the racial
Is that
profiling
racial
that they're
profile?
doing?
Technically, that's probably
That's
racial
not what I'm
profiling.
talking about. You can go to
What
an
are you
extreme
talking about?
example.
I
but-
said you got a Norwegian and a Hispanic. You're picking up illegal
So
aliens.
you're
Who are
picking
you
the
gonna look
white
at?
person is what you're doing.
I would not pick the white person because
You
she
just
didn't.
said no.
She
You're
didn't come
hopping
here
to the
illegally.
most extreme example, but do you think you should be able to go somewhere and if there's a group of people speaking Spanish, you should be able to directly target them due to the Spanish that they're speaking,
Well,
due to the
speaking
race?
speaking
due to
Spanish
their
is not a race.
I'm just talking about the profiling.
Plenty
that
of
they
white
do.
people speak Spanish.
I'm
Even
talking
black
about the-
people do too.
They are
So that's not a race.
profiling people
That's-
based on their language, their skin color, and things. That's what I'm saying. And are you
But
guys
hold on, that's different, Adam. That's a very important point. You're saying should we profile people based on strictly one criterion? And I would say probably not. That's probably a broad brush.
But they think we should.
Hold on, but
The audience
hold
thinks we
on.
should,
But
so you
what
disagree
if-
with your own
no,
audience.
No, you just said.
Wait, should we racial
hold on,
profile?
Hold on, but what you just said was race, speaking a foreign
That's what
language
they're doing.
in an enclave that's segregated from the mainstream community, speaking in their own way. Well, now you got like 5 different touch points. Yes, I would
Okay,
say Tom
here's the-
Homan, round him up.
Here's the problem. The Trump administration has admitted they have done illegal deportations. When they brought back Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia,
Kilmar Abrego, give me a break.
Wait.
This gangster from Maryland, the Democrat
Wait.
Senator Chris Van Hollen, love of his life.
wait a minute. If he's
Yes.
a gangster, why did the Trump administration bring him back?
He's being prosecuted right now in the United
Why
States.
did they bring him back?
Because some 2-bit federal judge made him do it, so now he's being prosecuted here.
Why would they agree if it was just Trump always disagrees with judges? Why
Because-
would he bring him back? It's
Because Trump's not a tyrant like you people always say that he is. He
Yeah.
follows the law, he listens to the courts, and he works within the system of laws. Okay, now, who was the VIP in that round? Do we even have to ask? Is that our future senator, Mr. Not Born Here, American? Where's he? Where's he at?
Now the gloves are off. An audience member says Americans will do every job if the wage is right. Michael drops the real second motive. Democrats want a permanent electoral majority that never has to persuade anyone again. Import the voters, skip the ideas. Latinos shifting red this cycle doesn't change the strategy. They'll keep importing until the math works. Then comes the racial profiling circus. Adam acts horrified that ICE might look at a guy named Jose who speaks no English before a Norwegian grandma. Michael refuses the trap. Multiple indicators together, language, location, behavior, are how every police force on Earth works. The left only screams racism when the enforcement targets the demographic flooding the border. Cecilia calls the whole thing fuel for racism. Michael answers with the green argument. The only color that matters is money, and the illegal population is a net drain at the state and local level. When she claims mass deportation would add $900 billion to the deficit, Michael notes they suddenly trust the CBO only when it helps their side. The segment ends with a naturalized citizen in the audience who doesn't want more mass immigration and gets called a hypocrite for it. That is the left's final form. If you weren't born here but you still put Americans first, you're a traitor. If you were born here and put Americans first, you're a racist. There is no winning move except surrender. Michael never surrenders. He just keeps the knife moving.